Well, I've had my semi-license since I was in my early 20s. My semi-license was just part of my job. It wasn't the main part of my job. If it was farming or driving excavators and backhoes and stuff like that, transporting the machine around, it's only in the last 5-6 years where it's been my full-time job. How long you been driving trucks for, Jono? So we know you're not 5 minutes here and you think you know it all because you're on YouTube.
Anyway, okay. So experience. What experience do I have? Oh man, I started in transport 30 years ago, so 1990 by mistake. I used to do rock and roll, concert lighting, and sound and stuff like that. So got in transport by mistake, and it ended up loving it. I was a motorcycle courier around Perth before the days of the internet. Then I got a job in the office, and then back on the road, and another transport company. And then years later, when I was married, I only had a HR, and I thought, oh look, let's upgrade to MC. I didn't know you could do that. I thought you'd have to go to HC first. We got MC. Got the job. Got my license on the Tuesday, and on the Wednesday, I had a job pulling triple road trains up north. Well, I wasn't exactly truthful about my experience. I just said, "Oh yeah, I could talk the talk. Yeah. Oh yeah, I would. Yeah." Anyway, it came out that I got my license the previous day, and once they found that out, and I'd already done the toll inductions as well, they said, "Oh, we can't send you up north with a triple." So that put that into it. Then I went to another company and said, "Okay, I don't have any experience." And the funny thing is, in the interview, they were saying, "Oh, you just got to check this and that." And he mentioned the ring feeder, check your ring feeder. And I said, "What's a ring feeder?" "Oh, my God, you're going to give me a road train and I don't even know what a ring feeder is?" Anyway, so they put me in a truck and dog. And for about a week and a half, I said, "Oh, this is just too easy. You got to give me a road train." So they did. This is road train tippers. And in WA, it's really just a long vehicle. So they put me in a road train and never looked back. I just learned to reverse. I always practiced reversing because I didn't know how to do it. So I just got better. One thing I find about getting or gaining experience is find people that you think or believe know about the industry and then ask lots of questions. And so I did that. There were a few people in our company that seemed to know what they were talking about. So whenever I had a question, hey, how does this work? Never be afraid to ask questions, because if you don't, well, you could get into trouble anyway.
No, I'm a big believer there's no stupid questions if you truly don't know the answer. So that's what I used to teach when I was in fire and rescue. Always try to get people to ask questions because I can't cover everything, or I don't know what you don't know. So
yeah, no, if you've had your car license for longer than 2 years and you've had your HR for 1 year, I'm pretty sure you can go straight to MC. Now, another driver, who was a friend of mine, I got him a job in this company I was working for. He got his HR, and then he got his MC, but they really wouldn't give him a go, even though he had his MC. So it took him a while. But then again, he was. They thought he was a bit silly anyway, so they really didn't want to give him a go. But he eventually got a go and left the company, and
yeah. No, with 25, because sometimes it can be insurance as well for the younger drivers. It can be.
But Patrick, all I can say is get your license as soon as possible, because worst case scenario, once you got your license, if they're not really going to give you a go, at least you can get into another company. And as much as you're not supposed to probably do this, if you go to another company, if you know what you're talking about, and you can drive say HC. I think you said you got HR. If you drive that well, you could kind of dodgy up and say, well, I've been driving an MC for 2 years just to get yourself in the door. I know there was an Indian friend of mine who had his MC for 4 years, couldn't get a job, and so I took him 2 up. So I think every sewer needs. I was asking, have we ever trained a driver? Well, yeah, I've done that quite a few times, and took him on board, and in 2 up situation, and now he's pulling quads up north. So it does help.
Yeah, we also train drivers in our company as well. So there is companies out there who do it. We are only a little company, but some of the bigger ones will give you training if you've been with them for a certain time too. So if you want to upgrade your license.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying the other day to someone else. They asked the question, "Oh, you know, I've got my HR. How you know, how am I going to get a job and stuff like that?" So, if you're not in transport yet, but you got your license, or you can think about getting your license, I guess look for a company that have road trains. Of course, you got your Lynn Foxes and Tolls and Main Freights and all those kind of stuff. Those are probably a good start because you can drive a rigid around, get experience, and also maybe get a job doing long line haul later on. Of course, there's other companies like smaller companies like, let's just say Perth, like SDJ Logistics, which do have HR, so you can do local work and then go home every day. And then once you got your MC and stuff like that, they'll, you know, send you out there. And yeah, so, but don't forget, everyone's screaming out for drivers. So
it's the best time to be a truck driver now.
Yeah, if you don't have experience, you just say, look, I don't have experience, but hey, if you're screaming out for drivers, I'm here.
Yeah, if you're prepared to start from the bottom and work the way up, yeah, it's a golden opportunity right now to become a truck driver. Especially if you've got a clean record, which probably a must, which helps to get you through the door, and have some other skill sets. Go out and get your forklift license. That's probably the biggest one you can get besides your truck license, because number of times I've walked in for a truck driving, and I go, "Oh, that's cool. You got a semi license. You got a forklift?" "No, I don't." And you won't hire me because I haven't got a forklift. Where they want forklift.
And some people have actually started, you know, in the company just washing the trucks, and that's all they do. They just wash the trucks, and then of course you're in the company now, and then say, "Oh, by the way, I've got my HR. You know, can I get a job?" So you're already in the company. You got no experience, but hey, you got HR. Come on, give me a go. So at least they've seen your work.
Yeah. So and any excavator, front end loader. Our boss always looks for farm workers, mainly so we can start augers or move farm equipment around with free loading. That's all good experience. So sometimes you have to take an indirect route to get where you want to go to sometimes, but you're 25, mate. You got plenty of time to get as old as grumpy as us. So it's
true. But just be careful. I see you want to do long haul, which is great. If you like the single life, you know, that's great. Oh man, if I was single, no, not married with kids and stuff like that, being on the open road is the best. But I am married and I do have young kids. Oh, it's just like Tez. We're in the same situation. That can be hard, but my kids, well, I guess my kids were born into me being on the road. They've always known, but now they're getting older. They're 9 and 11. They are asking that I'm home a little more, and luckily, Lumbars gets me home usually every 2 to 3 weeks. So, and they get me home on the weekend, which is really unusual because normally you get home during the week and then get back. You know, sorry, you get back on the Tuesday, and then you might have Wednesday and or Thursday off, and then leave by Friday. So you're never home on the weekend. So this company is really good.
What's the longest time you've been away? For me, it's been 3 months. I've been away from home. So
3 months. Wow, that's cool. Well, I think 6
no,
weeks.
it wasn't. I got to a point where I was coming home regardless.
It was actually 6 weeks, and I would have gone longer. I was actually in Queensland and doing a float work, and it was on QGC, moving all the equipment up the pipeline. That was great, just staying in the camps. So they basically just hired our truck and me. I got paid a daily rate to do stuff all. Yeah, so I would have been there longer, but then they said, "Oh, no, we don't need you anymore." So that was 6 weeks, and yeah. Now my wife's very independent. She's okay
Yeah.
if I'm away for weeks at a time. So that works well. But if you've got a girlfriend who doesn't like you being away, that's not going to work.
That's where it can be hard. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the same as you, John. My partner doesn't mind. Oh, she does mind, but she understands I've got to go away for long periods. Lately, it's only been 10-day stints if I do go away for a long period. Otherwise, it's from Monday to Friday. And yeah, my kids are 9 and 7 now, so yeah, they are asking for Dad to be home for a little bit, but they were saying they were born into the industry when I was driving and not being home. So
Yeah.
It can be pretty hard on your family. There's no doubts about that, and every truck driver will do it. And I know truck drivers, you probably would know, Johnny. Yeah, the whole family's. Some of them raise their kids on trucks.
Oh yeah.
It's something you don't see much anymore, but people do make lives around it.
A lot of people telling me to stick to single axles because the money. Actually, that's true. Some people just work around town. It's a bit like even on forklifts, and they can earn like $1,500 after tax a week. They might do a few extra hours, but So I thought about that. If I want to be home more, I thought, oh, maybe I could just drive a rigid around town and. Yeah, so working for main freight or something like that, just picking up the pallets and bringing them back to the yard and delivering the pallets. And yeah, what do you think? Not for you?
I like the open road myself because especially when the phone coverage goes dead, no one bothers me. I don't know, I'm a bit of a loner sometimes, so I just enjoy the bit of the open road and by myself.
Is 2-up better? There's benefits. I mean, when I was training this guy who we were together for 4 months, unfortunately, because anyway, it just ended up being that way. The benefits are that let's just say you're driving along and think, oh, I'm tired, I'll pull over. Then now he drives. You're not stuck where you are. Now the truck's still driving. So if you're in a hurry to get to Perth or wherever you're going, you're still moving. I kind of got used to the truck rolling. You ever been in like a rocking chair or something? It's kind of relaxing, just that rocking. If you as you're driving along, if you think about it like that, like it's just rocking you to sleep, I was able to sleep. Not all the time, but yeah. So
I don't like 2-up. Even my missus agrees that when we go on holiday, we should take separate vehicles. I am not a good passenger. I do like my own space. So I don't do 2-up, and I refuse to have anyone else in the cab. That's why there's a fridge sitting on my passenger seat. But a lot of American businesses love it because they're doing express haul. The truck, like you said, John, the trucks are not stopping. One's driving, one's sleeping, and that's how you keep the truck running 24 hours. But with that, you need 2 blokes who can get along with each other 24 hours a day, every day. And I'm not that type of person. I can talk to anyone anytime, but not put in the same box, not for a long period of time.
Yeah. And lots of people are afraid in case, that person you're driving with, doesn't run off the road because he falls asleep. And yeah, I guess you just got to know each other, and also let the other person know that, hey, look, if you've only been driving for, say, 2 hours or even 1 hour, if you're starting to feel really doughy and sleepy, just pull over. It's okay. Don't try to be a hero and just keep driving and then run us or kill us all. Just pull over. And that's what I said to Stephen, my 2-up guy. Sometimes I would drive for like 2.5 hours, and I'll be like, this is because I don't drive at night time as well. And now I'll pull over. I'm too tired, and then he'd have a go, and we just take turns. And 12 years, so it may not seem that long now, 12 years, but I did learn a lot. I did ask a lot of questions from the start. As I said, I found some people that I thought, had good experience, and I would always ask them questions whenever I saw them. And basically every time I saw them, I'd ask them more questions and more questions. I'd practice reversing. I didn't want to just be a truck driver. I wanted to learn about everything. If my truck broke down, when they fixed it, I would go to the workshop, because we had most places have their own workshop. I'd ask what happened. So then, I knew what was going on, like the symptom. So I'd find out what happened. So if the same symptom happened next time, I would know exactly, what they fixed when this happened. It was this. And so if something went wrong with the truck, I knew, it's probably the air dryer again, and I can do this to get it fixed, just to get me back to the yard.